Yo, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? Guys, I apologize. I made a video for the 8th episode, but it wound up not having any audio because of my PlayStation 5 controller. I hit a button, long story short, it muted everything. So, once that happened and I felt like my King's Raid watching or not watching, but my videos are cursed. I kind of gave up, and next thing you know, Friday comes around and another episode's out. So I apologize, and I'm just gonna briefly go over what's happened over the two episodes that I missed. But with the episode 8, them running into this girl that pretty much helped them kind of open their eyes to the pain and just different ways of healing people won't be able to do, especially not knowing what's actually going on with the people they're worried about, the people that they love. It was pretty nuts to see how fast um, Freya kind of took to being the mother figure for this girl that this little girl they bump into at the woods. And it just showcases another way of um, them knowing how it feels. If anybody knows how it feels to not even have parents, it's our hero and our priestess, right? So it's this type of stuff that really makes you understand a lot more where they're coming from and feel even more some type of way because their stories could be this, one of these kids who don't have any real power to change the situation they're in, and they just pretty much have to put up with it or hope that people like them show up and even give them a fighting chance to see things that they should probably never get to see. For instance, if that little girl ever went back to her village, she would have instantly died. Like, she would have been dead the second she stepped foot there and called out for her mom and dad. That's how dangerous this place is. But getting into the next episode and seeing them pretty much uh, deal with this village of undead and helping this person pretty much mourn and cope over the loss of his wife, to find out that she's undead, or just to find out that there's undead in general, one of our guys is pretty aggro. There's someone who, as soon as undead is mentioned, it feels like he's just going off. So that's a interesting story, informational thing for his character because not only does he showcase this, it's very, very obvious that he's in pain, that he, wants to never see these like types of undead hurt people or even give them false hope or something along those lines. I could just feel there's some type of story there, right? Like it's so in the air. I can taste it. Like maybe a mother or a sister or something messed up. So we'll have to see where that ends up going because I am very interested in that. But overall, I thought it was pretty interesting how long it took our hero to kind of stop reacting, or not just stop watching and start like reacting. Because after a while, he really didn't know what he wanted to do. He didn't know if pushing forward was the smart thing to do. He didn't know if allowing this guy to just do what he actually allowed it, right? Like he knew there was a monster down there, and he's gonna like, you know what? I'll come back. You handle, you do you down there. I shouldn't be here. What am I doing here? I took the wrong turn to the bathroom. My man straight up knew they were in danger with an undead being in the house, and he's like, yeah, but he seems to have a reason to do this. It's these types of things that shouldn't hold him back. I mean, I think seeing humans in this state is probably the darkest thing he's experienced outside of, experiencing his mother's passing and stuff like that. But as someone who's never killed someone that looks completely human, it would make sense that he would hesitate nonetheless, So that also really made him feel more human to the story, in my opinion. Like he definitely feels like an actual person with feelings and stuff. And he's not someone that's like, oh yes, I killed a humanoid person, and I felt nothing because I need to feel nothing. Like just thinking of taking off their head, or just him seeing the guy come up to his rescue and kick the undead in the neck, knowing that it should have been a killing blow the way he hit him. He was already kind of like disappointed in him. He's like, "Did you really just kick him that hard, bro? Like, come on." Um, but yeah, he's not gonna hesitate. Hopefully, as much anymore because, like he said himself, there's people out there that are going to, continue to suffer, and he has to protect the ones that he knows and loves now, or they'll just be gone like any other person that winds up in these situations. So, crazy stuff. I honestly think we are getting to the point where the show is just going to continuously bring us some messed up news. What just happened? um, and that messed up news is going to be one of, if not the most heartbreaking thing, is finding out that any of these characters might, end up in the battle in some type of way, or when our main characters are gone, these people end up dying because we do see the father actually going back to his daughter, which is something he kind of didn't even seem like he wanted to do because he had the excuse of his wife. So to actually know that he's back and trying his best for her means a whole lot more than what he was planning to do and staying in a certain place away from her. So, with all that being said, everybody, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I will definitely talk to you sooner than later. So, with that being said, take care and peace, everybody. Later. Jeez. No. Ah. Jeez.